get a hotter flame. So I raised the temperature PSI on the gas, but need to watch the burners not to get hot. So you touch them with the finger here, they need to be cool. If they hot, the gas, the flames will climb up in a swirl and climb up here toward the nozzle. So you gotta watch for that. So always when you increase, you need to kind of control your venting in the back and the front, so you'll get the right heat. Just to watch for it. To watch for these swirls. You're gonna hear it here, and all the flame gonna start to climb up. You want to shut it down. Open windows. Open the doors in the front or back. It's hard to see inside, but it's red glowing hot. Just wanted to mention that to whoever runs a forge. Also, if you're running a forge, it's a good idea to leave a door open, a window open, and keep a carbon monoxide detector next to you to make sure you're running safe. Steel I had in stock, and it's kind of thick, about 3/8 of an inch by 1.5 inches. So I cut a short piece and I forged it to shape, and as you can see, it's getting longer and longer. I forged it to about the shape that I need to in thickness to make the razor. Fine-tune. That's all the scale when you heat it up. For hardening the steel, I'm going to heat up the oil. Ready for hardening. It's about 400 degrees. I'm going to put the blade in there. And close the forge and let it cool. That will temper it. While I'm waiting for the blade to temper and cool, I started to work on the handle. Here I'm cutting the acrylic material very slow, not to chip anything. Now I'm trying to cut the main cut right in between. Kind of tricky, so I can use both sides very close in color. This is where I'm about after about 7-8 hours now of work. Here, hard to see. On the machine and try not to heat up the blade after hardening, especially when it's getting thinner and thinner at the edge. That is why I'm not wearing gloves when I grind the final grind, to feel the heat. If I feel little heat, I dip it in the water to cool it down. I'm continuing polishing. Started to work again on the handle. I started by grinding the contour first all around, then one side really flat, and after that I could start to do the round edges of the outside. This part needs little practice. It's harder than it looks. It will grind deeper where you put more pressure on each hand, and it will make it thin on one side and thicker on the other side, so you will need to control the pressure on both hands, also sideway pressure. It needs some practice and do and remeasure again and again a few times to get it right. I forgot to drill the hole, and I hardened the steel, so I had to heat it up to anneal it so I can drill through it. I could not drill through it. We'll go here. I have clamped both sides so I can drill through. I pinned both sides very snug, ready for contour line grinding, making sure one side is flat and true by seeing the gap. If I see any gap, cut to shape the handle, put the two pins, every strike remove more and more. Eventually you get down. If you start skinny, you'll get too deep while working on the corner. Just finished the rough kind of polish, very tight connection. I need to make 4 washers, small washers for the 1/16 pins for the outside, and 2 washers for inside the blade, where the blade is going to sit. Need a brass washer for there. So you cannot buy these washers, they're so small, and I would like to make as much as I can in here. So I'm going to make the washers. I'll show you one and then I can do the rest, the same thing. Drilling 1/16 holes. Cut it with the shear. Kind of the washers, and just we'll have a washer here. Just take a file and just round the top part, making the filler and filler piece on the end. Now I'm ready to set the pins. So the way I do it, I drilled, this is 1/16 of an inch rods. I drilled 1/16 hole, maybe 1/8 deep, and I set the washer in here, and on this side this washer too need to be set all the way in. Then I just get this pin. The pin is moving in and out, so I set the pin in all the way in the hole, and this piece of bar will hold my pin in, so the pin cannot be pushed down. Make sure it's all the way to the end of the hole on the mild steel here. I'm going to cut this pretty close, not leave a little bit room to be kind of bend around the washer, like almost like a pinhead. I will do that side first. Use the round side of the hammer. Get the washer all the way down tightly. And very easy. Thing is, my table is bouncy. Yeah, that's, I can even chop a little bit more. Yeah, I chop from few sides. Yeah. Now I'll go all the edges. This one side. Now I can take the pin out. Yeah, flip it. Now I don't really need that piece. Two brass washers, the big one I made, and I have one on each side. Yeah. Now it needs polish and sharpening. I'm doing the final sharpening in very low speed, not to heat up the blade, not to lose the hardening. Always make sure it's cold.